welcome to everybody and welcome to this particular session. The topic is sabotage and how we keep the thousand ways in which we keep sabotaging ourselves through the self talk. And it's the one thing that we constantly do. We are constantly talking to ourselves all the time, every thought through our head, every thought through our mind is simply self talk. The minute we give it the slightest energy, it becomes self talk. I wouldn't say that the first thought that arises from within you. It could be that there is fear frequency around. Remember, we are energy, and so we catch waves from wherever. Now, around us, if there is a lot of fear frequency, the first thought that comes into our mind could be also from the frequency around us. We simply caught a fear frequency channel, and that's what the next thought becomes. If we recognize that this thought is coming from fear, and then we candle it or we become aware of it and we are able to shift it, then perfectly fine. Then it's great. But what if we are not able to recognize it? Then the thought has come from a frequency of fear, or the thought has come from a frequency of worry, and now we sit deeper and deeper into it. We start to think of all the things that might go wrong, all the things that we need to take care of, all the things that we are responsible for. And now this becomes our self talk. We get too much into the roles, every role that we have. Who are we? We are simply energy that's here to experience. That's it. We are energy. Each one of us is energy, and we are here to experience. What are we here to experience? Different frequencies. And that's why each of the frequencies are available to us. In our unawareness, we don't even know that we have a choice. And so the frequency of fear comes to us, and then for the next 5 days or the next 5 months, we become fearful. What happens then after that? A frequency of sadness comes and comes in close connect with us. We go to meet with a friend, and the friend is feeling sad. Now we connect with his frequency of sadness, and then we start to feel sad ourselves. The entire self talk just happens. It happens in any direction, in any frequency that we tune into. And then at some point in time, we become aware. What do we become aware of? Exactly this, that these are all frequencies. We can change them. We have the power to change them. So if you are sitting here and you are listening to me, you already know that we are on the path of awareness. Maybe you are still feeling a lot unaware because maybe your finger is still pointed outside. Even when the finger is pointed outside or the finger is pointed within, you have to look at the quality of your self talk. The quality of self talk is where the sabotage happens. Remember, we are energy, we carry an energy field. As we are that energy field and we play into any frequency in unawareness, what is it that your quality of thoughts is looking like? Is it serving you or is it not serving you? Are you aware when a thought doesn't serve you? What kind of thoughts don't serve us? Thoughts that come from fear, thoughts that come from our limitedness, because that's what we came to experience through unawareness on earth. We came to experience judgments for ourselves, and those judgments mostly don't serve us. When our energy is creating more fear, whatever we have collected so far is already manifesting. There's nothing that we can do about what is already manifested. Something has happened, simply watch it as having happened. This has already happened. This is what your energy has created up to now. And now, what's the choice? If your energy is creating everything, then the only choice is whether I'm going to continue to sit in that energy or I'm going to shift from that energy. Am I going to continue to sit in fears Or am I going to shift from fear to fearlessness? Am I going to shift from separation to oneness? Because remember, we are not here to stay on earth forever. This is simply an experience of the energy. We are here to experience this and go back home. We have to all go back home. That's why whenever we come here, we already come with an expiry stamp on us, because it's not this place that we need to stay. We need to go back to our limitless energetic form. And so as we do that, what energy form are we going to go back to? That is a choice that becomes available to us when we are aware. Remember, all the time, we talk about energy cannot be created, energy cannot be destroyed, energy can be transformed. And that is why we can't kill the self talk. We can't even reject the self talk. If we are going to reject parts of us, it will simply keep coming back to us to take us deeper and deeper into that experience. It is energy. We can't shun anything away. All of this belongs to us. It is our energy. We are the one that plays in frequencies. I am Shiva. If I am Shiva, what can I reject? Absolutely nothing. What is not me? The good is me, the bad is me. The evil is me, the right is me, the wrong is me, the judged is me. So when somebody comes to me and says, what are your views about how to stop rape? And I say the rapist is me, the raped is me, even the act of rape is me only. I am energy. I am the verb, I am the noun, I'm the adjective, I'm the preposition, and every part of grammar there is. I am all of that because I am Shiva. I am energy. So now, who am I going to judge and what am I going to judge? Understanding that each person has come here in this energy to experience something or the other. When we are feeling separation from another, there is no other that we are feeling separation from. We are simply judging ourselves only. Parts of ourselves that we haven't looked into, but we are judging that only. And then that becomes the nature of our self talk. As we keep judging the outside, he's like that, she's like that, he's behaving badly, this one is wrong, that one is right, you are wrong, I am right, I am wrong, you are right. All of these are simply judgments. When we understand energy, we understand truth itself, that there is no one truth. Whoever I am, whatever I am, it is the experience that I have to receive from being in this situation. For example, when you do business, let us say you are selling air conditioners or you are selling cell phones and you are doing business, and nobody says, oh my God, what a wrong thing that you are doing, that you are doing business. You are making money from that business. You are taking care of your family from that business. But the minute you are doing business of the body, then there is a term called prostitution. And then the minute you talk about prostitution, you will find yourself judging the entire act of prostitution, the prostitute itself. And what is the prostitute doing? He is simply just selling his body. That is what he has to sell, and he's selling the body. But we attach judgment to every word without even knowing. Now, we don't process that word. The word itself comes laden with judgment. What is the work that we have to do to come into oneness? Do we have to go and become a prostitute ourselves? It's never about the action. It is always about the emotion and about releasing that emotion with love, understanding that everything, absolutely everything, is simply an experience. The minute you get to this point of absolutely everything just being an experience, then you start to look at yourself more positively. If you have to create a self talk for yourself, at least have a self talk that serves you better, that you deserve. This talk that you are really stupid, you don't know anything, you are so slow, you are so unintelligent. All of this, does it serve you? No, it doesn't. But no, I am awesome. I am so awesome. I am beautiful. I am wonderful. I am the best there is. I am Shiva. Does that serve your purpose much better? Absolutely. If I gave you the choice to call yourself names every single day, would you call yourself good names or bad names? If you became aware, then you would say, yeah, why would I call myself stupid? I would rather that people call me intelligent and beautiful. Well, there are no people. There is only you and your reflection. So if around you people are calling you stupid, understand that this is you, this is your judgment on yourself that is simply being reflected back from them. What is it that you got to do? Do you have to move away from these people who call you stupid? Do you have to move away from countries? Do you have to move away from planet Earth? No, you don't have to do that. As a matter of fact, the only thing that you need to do is chanting more and more of I am awesome. That's the self talk that you want to hear from others. You want others to tell you how awesome you are, but they can't do so. Why not? As you know, they are simply reflecting your energy back at you. If you want to be loved by 1,000 people, then the only thing that you have to do is to love yourself 1,000 times more. 1,000 times more than you love today, and it will happen. It will happen automatically that others will start to give you these beautiful compliments. Oh, you look so wonderful. You are so lovely. You are beautiful. You are so intelligent. You know everything. Why that? Only because you are not judging yourself. You are not having that self talk that puts you down, that is sabotaging your future and your present. Guess what? Your energy is 99% of you. You are not just this body. This body is 1% experiencer, and your energy is the 99% that is creating this experience. Do you know everything that's there in your energy? No. You don't know anything except the part that's playing out on the screen around you. The whole life that's playing around you is playing from parts of your energy, and whatever is manifesting, if you are seeing things manifesting, if you are seeing a repeat pattern, then understand where is it coming from and what is the self thought that is creating, what is the self talk that is constantly creating thoughts in you, what are the patterns that are being created from that energy. So many a times when people come to me with a pattern, with a repeat pattern, let us say of a failed relationship, or I have one failed relationship and then I go out again and then again, everything seems to be going fine. And then suddenly, this person again is rejecting me, and I have yet another pattern of a failed relationship. And I constantly keep going out with the same kind of guys that are constantly rejecting me. And now, let's say that's the pattern. What is it that you will do? Well, understanding why is it that you are constantly going out with the same kind of person? Why is it that you're attracting the same kind of person constantly? Because that's your energy, and the one in front of you is a reflector. It's a reflector of your energy, and that's all. So, whoever has come in your life is simply reflecting your energy. And so, if there are 5 people, who are reflecting love for you, and 4 people who are not, this and that is all your energy. Energy is not a two-dimensional thing, it's a multi-dimensional. We play in many different frequencies. So if you say, no, but only one person has rejected me, the 5 others are still loving me. Yes, you only simply need to work on the place where you are getting triggered. And that one person has become your trigger for showing you what else is in your energy. And so we keep working on the triggers. And I talk many a times about what the work is. The work is simply coming to this out, the answer for one question: what am I feeling? When I'm in that repeat pattern, what am I feeling? I'm feeling hurt, I'm feeling rejected. Guess what? It is the hurt and rejection energies which are at play right now. What are we going to do? If there is hurt and if there is rejection, we will simply candle them. As we candle them, we create some space in our energy, and then we take new energy from Meenal. You can take energy from anybody. I simply teach people to take energy from me just because I know what my energy holds. My energy holds a lot of abundance and a lot of equanimity that I call as masti. Every question becomes a fearless answer. It doesn't matter whether this happens or that doesn't happen. It doesn't matter whether something changes or doesn't change. I have the power to be in masti. That's what my energy holds. And that's why I sit over here and I share it with all of you. So I was answering a question for someone which said, can we change things? Yes, things will automatically change. Our job is not to create new outcomes saying, I don't want this, I want this. Whatever we resist persists. So this was said by a very famous person, Carl Sagan, and he said, whatever we resist persists. And now, when we understand energy, we totally understand what he was talking about because we talk about this the whole time. It's in our energy field, then it's going nowhere. If you haven't looked at it, it doesn't mean that it has gone someplace. If you've created it, if you've created the energy of worry from any incident, if you've created the energy of worry, let us say that incident didn't even play out that way, but you created the energy of worry. And now you are like, I don't want to worry. I don't want to worry. I don't want to sit in fear. Whatever you are even worrying about, whatever you are fearing, that might not happen, but the worries and fears will persist. You can't resist. The only way that the energy works is through transformation. So you've got to let go of that energy and to transform it towards fearlessness, towards ease and grace. So releasing the worries and moving that energy towards ease and grace. I have a deeper tool for release, which I pass on to everyone. It's there on my channel, the YouTube channel MPFY Fun. And it's there, it's called Tools for Deeper Release. You can go and every incident that has happened in your life that you want to avoid, you don't even want to think about it. It's too painful to think about it. What is it that you are fearing? You are fearing that pain. So it's now not just the pain, but it is also a huge fear of the pain that you are creating by rejecting that emotion. So, as I keep telling people, even as you do the candle process, it's not about rejection, it's about acceptance of your whole self. This too is part of you, and that too is part of you. First, we got to acknowledge. I was giving this example of there being you sitting in a room and the room being filled with dirt. There's a lot of crap that's inside the room, and then you don't want to deal with it. And so simply you close your eyes and you say, no, there is nothing. My room is clean. There is nothing over here. The room is absolutely clean. And so what's happening? The room is obviously not clean, and all of that crap is soon going to start stinking. And you, even though your eyes are closed and you are not willing to acknowledge that crap, that kachra that's inside your room, even though you are not willing to acknowledge it, it's going to start smelling bad. And what do I mean by smelling bad? Well, something in your life is going to show that kachra that you are holding in that room. And so, when you first open your eyes, you have to at least acknowledge that yes, there is all of this garbage that I'm collecting. So, acknowledge the garbage because unless you acknowledge it, you can't clean it. How can you clean something that, according to you, doesn't even exist? So, you have to first acknowledge the garbage that you are in and acknowledge it with love. After all, this is also your creation only. You created it, you didn't clean it, you didn't even know how to clean it. So, all right, this is simply part of your energy. And now, in awareness, you have a choice to change from that. So, then you will clean out through the positivity process. Nobody is playing in my favor, everything is working against me. That's the kind of self talk that you are having. Then, of course, you need to transform that energy, move away from that line of thought, and come to this place of thought where the entire universe is playing in my favor. The more you give energy to this, the entire universe is playing in my favor. The less energy goes to that other part of energy. The energy is getting transformed. So release your mistrust and work towards trust. Release your fears and move your thoughts toward fearlessness. And that's how we change the self talk. Otherwise, if you don't change the self talk, everything that is manifesting today will continue to manifest tomorrow deeper and deeper. Guess what? Your energy doesn't care what frequency you are playing in. It's you in the body, the experiencer, that's going, I don't want this, I don't want that. Your TV set doesn't really care whether you play the Sony channel or the Colors channel or the Comedy Central. Your television set doesn't care. So your energy doesn't care what energies you are experiencing. But you, as the experiencer, if you are wishing for changing some kind of an experience, then simply look at it, acknowledge that emotion, and start to clear the energy. How will things change outside? They will change outside. Don't put your focus on this needs to change and this is how it needs to change. You don't understand it. And now, the minute you did some energy work, what have you now created for yourself? Now you are creating expectations. And expectations definitely will bring in some hurt when broken. And then you'll be sitting in hurt energies all over again, and then again working on your energy to release the hurt. So, simply to release the hurt, acknowledge the hurt, release the hurt, even release the fear of hurt. So, what if you get hurt? You'll get hurt for a few hours, maybe for a few days, and then you will come back to awareness. Once you are in awareness, you really can't walk totally away from it. It'll come to your attention, it'll come into your observation. If not on day one, okay, then day 10. I give processes and tools to remind you to become aware. You can put in alarms for every 2 hours so that you don't carry your unawareness for more than 2 hours at any point in time. But even if you do, let's say you don't become aware and you get hurt again, automatically your energy will keep creating something that will remind you, hey, the work is within. Hey, look at your self thoughts, look at your self talk, look at all of this that you are creating. You are the creator of all of this. And so something or the other will get triggered in you and now remind you. This is the most beautiful part, that once you come to awareness, you can't ever become totally unaware. You might delay the process, you might not want to do something, and that's a choice, that you don't want to act from awareness. That is a choice. You want to sit deeper in your old energies. That's now simply a choice, because another choice is available and you are not exercising it. And so that's simply a choice. And you can continue to do that till you feel you are ready to now shift your life. When you are ready to shift your life, release those thoughts, transform your energy, come into the Meenal frequency, do the candle process, change your frequency, and then you will find that slowly, first within, you will find yourself changing. And then, as soon as you find that lightness in the heart, that lightness of releasing your guilt, releasing your fear, releasing your anxieties, releasing all of this negative thought work. You're releasing that and releasing that some more and some more. through all of these tools. What is bound to happen? You are bound to feel lighter. And when you feel lighter inside, what's the next step that is going to happen in some way or another? You are going to experience the shift in the outside as well. What is going to shift outside? We leave it to the universe. We leave it to the rest of our energies that we hold. Our job is simply to stay within, to keep the focus here. What am I feeling? What am I thinking? Are my thoughts serving me? Are my thoughts serving me? Are my thoughts creating judgments for myself? If I'm creating judgments for myself which are not serving me, which are putting me down, which are not helping me realize and recognize my own Shiva, then what is it that I need to do? I need to transform those thoughts. You know the processes, and that's the only work that exists over and over again. Already, if you are making assumptions, you go and talk to one person and you say, no, at all times, he's constantly behaving badly with me. He always rejects all my proposals. He always rejects everything. Every solution I take to him, he rejects. So what's the point in going to him? But, I have to go and tell him this. Well, instead of trying to change anything on the outside, just notice all your self talk is so defeating in purpose. You have already created outcomes for yourself. These are the outcomes you're creating. Oh, he's going to say no to me. And guess what? Most of the times, that is the receiving that you will be in. That if you've already decided that you're going to receive a no, then that other person has no choice but from your energy he will come around to being in a no, mostly. And what if he says a yes at times? Now you're like, why did he say yes to me? There must be something wrong. And now, even though you've been said a yes, what have you just created? This next self talk is filled with mistrust. So constant eyes on you, on yourself, to see one step, what am I thinking? What am I feeling? What am I thinking? What am I feeling? Where is this thought process coming from? If mistrust, release the mistrust. What am I thinking? What am I feeling? Simple, the focus always only within, the focus only on yourself. Everybody else simply actors. Every event, an actor. Every person, an actor. The roles have been distributed by your energy. And so, if you wish to change the roles, start to change your energy. And that's how it works. You have to understand you are energy. And if you are energy, you neither got created this time nor are you getting destroyed this time. Same is for everything that you judge as bad. I have an article which I almost circulate to everybody when they come to my 30-day program, and it says all of us are reading a book, the book of life. And in that book of life, this particular life is simply, it's not even a paragraph. It's probably a couple of lines or maybe one sentence, and that's all that this life is. This life is neither, this birth is neither the beginning nor is this death the end. So as I was telling you, that if you think that this is the beginning and the end, no, we're all simply reading one book, and we're on different chapters of the book. And would you judge somebody if you just, you're reading this bestseller and it's got some, it's a big fat book, and you're on chapter 45, and then somebody's just started reading it and they're on chapter 3? Would you judge them like, what's wrong with you? You just bought the book. What's wrong with you? Why are you in chapter 3? No, you would understand that they are, they've bought the book and now they are going to be reading it, and you wouldn't judge them. And so simply just because you're on chapter 45 means you've been there, done that, and you wouldn't want them to jump like, no, 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 my chapter is much nicer. 45 is where all the fun is. You should move from 3 to 45. The beach mein is all bakwas. No, they want to enjoy the entire book. And that's how our book of life is. We are energy, we came from the source, but the very fact that we separated and we became this particle, we are simply a particle that has moved away from the source for a short time to experience all of these emotions, all of these energy frequencies of separation. Earth is where separation is. And when you begin to understand that everyone is me only, that around me, if I am the source and you are the source, we're all part of the same. So you are me and I am you. When you begin to understand this story, when your judgments drop for people, one at a time, when your judgments begin to drop, then your journey on earth is coming to an end. Your journey on this planet is not the only place where we are energy. And so, remembering that the journey is to go back to that oneness, which is where we came from. We came from this one large source. And that is why you will find that everybody who moves to a higher frequency and higher frequency starts to pretty much have the same dialogue, Bazi. They're all talking the same story. Whether it was Buddha or it is, anybody, whoever it is, anybody in the higher frequencies, any Maharishi, any saint, any fakir, everybody is now talking the same story. And that story is of love. And then what does it mean? They're all talking of love towards the other. There is no other. It is you and you and you and you. Everywhere there is oneness because you start identifying with the source. You start identifying yourself as Shiva. So you are sitting here, that means time is here for you to begin to release your judgments. I don't say that it's going to happen in a day. It's going to keep showing up. And when you notice that you are judging, then recognize that as you judge somebody as being wrong, as you judge somebody as being evil, they are not the ones who need to come back and show you your judgments. You are collecting this energy of right and wrong judgments in your energy pot. Somebody outside will come and tell you how wrong you are, and somebody outside is going to judge you left, right, and center. So, for that reason, simply begin to release the energy of judgment itself. And I constantly give this example of a circular staircase to people and say, this is how our life moves. This is how our life story, which is the summation of many different births and deaths that we do. And this is how it moves. It's a circular staircase. And even in one life, we constantly, once we come into awareness, we can actually see it, that we keep coming back and coming back to the same emotion. Let's say we are experiencing sadness. We will experience sadness, but we will experience 360 degrees of sadness. We will experience love, but we will experience 360 degrees of love. What do I mean by 360 degrees? If I'm experiencing love, I will learn in one life maybe to receive love, in another to give love. And then is my story over? No. In one, I might come back to experience what it is to have all the love and lose it all. And another life, I might come back to experience what it is to have no love and to become loved by everybody. So we keep coming here for 360 degrees of experiences on one topic, love, or on one topic, sadness. I receive sadness, I give sadness to people. I experience sadness and then turn it to joy. I take sadness and become deeper entrenched in sadness. All different parts of one emotion. And that's how I understand that emotion more and more. In awareness, we are able to shift much quicker. That experience can be shifted. I can experience my sadness for 2 minutes, and now I'm ready to change to something else that I like. But will I come back to another layer of sadness? Oh yes. And then why fear sadness? There's no fear of sadness. When I come to sadness, I will experience it for 2 minutes and then move again. I have the choice, I have the power. I know that I can shift. So I know that the work is within and I can do it at any point in time. So, that being the case, please, everybody, moving into that self talk, you know that you are responsible for not being on the negative scale. That's your only responsibility. What will be the outcome? Leave that. Don't cling on to outcomes, because clinging to outcomes purely creates fears, it creates expectations. So, our job is not to cling to outcomes, but simply quietly keep releasing our emotions that are not serving us. And thank you so much to everyone. Lots and lots of love. Um, See you next
Thank
time.
you.